Early in the morning, the first rays of sunlight filtered through the thick canopy of Kruger National Park, spreading across the dewy grass, making the forest seem to be wearing a sparkling coat. The soft golden light fell on the damp ground, reflecting into tiny glitter particles, making the scene magical, like a vivid painting. In a hidden cave deep in the forest, a mother leopard lay curled up, her spotted fur shining, her steady breathing emitting thin puffs of air, next to her 3 sleeping cubs. Her soft fur shone in the dim light, both exuding the majesty of a predator and carrying the gentle warmth of unconditional maternal love. The smell of damp soil mixed with the scent of burning wood wafting from afar, mixed with the scent of young grass, creating a pleasant atmosphere, evoking a sense of peace in the wild. The 3 leopard cubs rolled around on the dry leaves, their soft cries ringing out like small musical notes. The mother leopard's eyes were both proud and alert, as if ready to protect her cubs from any danger. Its ears occasionally moved slightly, catching the faint sounds coming from the deep forest. It stretched gently, its muscles flexing under its shiny skin, then slowly leaned forward to look around. For it, protecting its cubs was always the most sacred mission in this challenging world. When the sun rose brightly, the mother leopard led her cubs to the open space near the cave, where the light poured down golden on the grass. There, she patiently taught them each step to walk gracefully like the wind blowing across the grassland. Each of her steps became the first survival lesson for the fledglings. She meticulously taught them how to lie still under the shade of trees, hiding their bodies in the grass to avoid the sight of their prey. Although they did not know how to hunt yet, their stalking instincts were soon evident in each of their jumps. They bounced, jumped high, and landed awkwardly, creating a scene that was both funny and adorable. Each time they fell, the mother leopard just watched so that they could learn to stand up without help. The sky was clear blue, white clouds drifted lazily, the gentle wind blew through the treetops, creating a melodious song. That scene was both peaceful and contained the harsh challenges of the old forest. Because here, the gentle beauty only partially concealed the dangers that always lurked. One early morning, when the dew was still glistening on every blade of grass, the mother leopard quietly left the cave to find food for her cubs. The 3 children were still engrossed in chasing bright yellow butterflies around the thorny bushes. The youngest, the smallest and most mischievous, suddenly discovered a gray rabbit busy nibbling on young grass. Its eyes lit up, as if it had encountered the most exciting game in its life. Without hesitation, it rushed forward, through the rough tree roots and rotten logs covered with fungus. The agile rabbit ran, its ears erect, zigzagging through the bushes to escape. The characteristic pungent smell lingering in the wind further urged the young leopard to be more enthusiastic. It chased after them, forgetting the distance to the cave and the 2 siblings behind. When it stopped, panting, it was startled to realize that it had lost its mother. All around was the vast jungle and the sound of birds of prey echoing above. Its small legs trembled, but its survival instinct forced it to continue. It weaved through the trails filled with dry leaves and pebbles, each step heavy. Its stomach was hungry, its throat thirsty. It could only rely on its scent and intuition to find its way. The sun gradually rose higher, the bright sunlight almost depleting its strength. When it seemed it could not continue, a strange smell suddenly came. It was the smell of kitchen smoke, the smell of burning wood mixed with the sweet scent of milk. Fascinated, it followed, and found a small wooden house nestled beside the clear Sabi stream. The sound of laughter and chatter echoed from inside, warm but unfamiliar. It tiptoed across the weeds, deftly avoiding the two dogs dozing on the porch. Round, sparkling eyes, both fearful and curious, peered into the half-open window. It clung to the low sill, trying to climb up with its trembling little legs. Inside, female ranger Ella Moquena was concentrating on writing down the new day's patrol report. Suddenly, she raised her head and met the black eyes of the leopard cub. Ella's heart ached slightly, both surprised and worried at the fragile creature. Her professional instincts reminded her, if the cub appeared alone, the mother might be around somewhere. She deftly stepped back, keeping her voice calm, then reached for the walkie-talkie on the wooden table. Her voice was short but urgent, calling for immediate support from her teammates. Just a few minutes later, two other rangers appeared with specialized sticks, nets, and a small cage lined with cloth. The leopard cub stood still, its eyes both wary and curious. A ranger gently placed the cage on the grass. Inside was a soft blanket and a bowl of steaming warm milk. The sweet smell of milk made its hungry stomach churn violently. It hesitated for a few seconds, then slowly stepped in, still sniffing around. When all four legs were inside, the cage door closed gently, without making a loud noise. Ella bent down, her eyes gentle, smiling as if to reassure the little creature. The cage was placed firmly on the back of the ranger's Land Rover, carefully covered. The car started, rolling on the winding red dirt road, dust rising into a mist. In the cage, the leopard cub sat silently, its yellow eyes still vigilantly looking through the gap. Ella sat close by, her eyes filled with determination, as if promising not to let it get lost again. When it arrived at the rescue station, it was taken to a room reserved for young animals, quiet and softly lit. The veterinarian carefully examined it from head to toe, confirming that it was just tired and slightly dehydrated. A bottle of warm milk was brought to him, and he drank slowly, his eyes gradually calming down. On the soft blanket, he curled up, occasionally shivering as if looking for his mother's warmth. Ella and her teammates sat around the wooden table, discussing how to bring him back to his family in the wild. The next morning, they prepared binoculars, GPS, cameras, and tranquilizers, ready for a new journey. They discovered a pair of large leopards resting under the shade of a marula tree, but they quickly growled and chased them away. Undaunted, the group continued to go 50 kilometers deeper into the pristine forest with few human footprints. Finally, they found the mother leopard and two other cubs resting under an ancient baobab tree. In the cage, the cub suddenly let out a loud cry, the longing sound echoing throughout the forest. The mother leopard immediately pricked up her ears, raised her head, and her sharp eyes looked towards the familiar sound. When the cage door opened, it shot like an arrow into its mother's arms, ending its lost journey with a reunion filled with love.